Humans benefit from the Earth's oceans is much greater than anyone may think. It provides humans with many of the necessities they need to live and survive. Food. While there are many other places humans may get their food from, fish are about 15.7% of the animals in people's diets that provide protein. The ocean supplies us with billions of fish and plants each year to provide humans with part of the protein they need. Without the ocean's supply of food, the protein that is in the ocean's fish and plants would be harder to obtain, as there would be less available options. The sea also doesn't just provide fish for consuming. There's also algae and sea plants which can be used in sushi and other seafoods. Other countries also may have trouble seeking other food than seafood for protein. For example, in Japan, most meat products are more expensive than seafood and harder to acquire. In recent studies, seafood has been found as a health-promoting food source, with some having higher levels of healthy fat for people who need extra fat in their food, and some having very little fat for people who want to lower the amount of fat they eat each day. Transportation. The US and many countries often participate in trade to get certain goods to other places and other goods to the US. Around 76% of US traded goods are moved to where they need to be through some sort of marine transportation, while more than 95% of US foreign trade makes its way through US harbors and ports. If the ocean did not provide transportation with commercial ships and barges, the movement of goods from US to other countries to other countries, or just US trade would be harder and cost much more. Along with trade and the movement of necessary goods to a certain place, people also take boats and ships as an option of transportation to get to different places themselves, either if it's a small boat to travel somewhere nearby, or a big boat or cruise to get somewhere farther to a location that is easier to access by sea. Recreation. After a long hard day at work or school, many people enjoy getting away for a little bit, or just going out to the ocean and having a nice time. While the ocean offers many fun recreational activities, some give you more than just fun. While there are activities that are purely for the joy of it, like surfboarding, jet skiing, parasailing, and many more, there are some that give benefits. For example, sailing or canoeing. A person can do that and be fishing at the same time. Almost all of these activities are also a form of exercising as well. Ocean-related recreational activities are a big part in many people's lives. They are fun and relaxing after a long day and are enjoyed by all. If the ocean keeps getting treated the way it does today, these activities may not be available to us for much longer. Minerals. Minerals are the things we need in our bodies to live and function normally every day. Not every mineral is essential for humans to have stable in their bodies, but the ocean provides a few that are important. The ocean has many minerals to offer, like the minerals we need in our bodies, like sodium chloride, potassium, and magnesium, which are needed to do similar things, like keeping fluid balance constant and regulating muscle contractions and nerve signals. Minerals like these are either found in the water or in the animals and plants that live in the ocean. But there are also minerals found through mining at the ocean floor. These minerals consist of metals like silver, gold, copper, manganese, cobalt, and zinc. A few of these minerals help make appliances in the real world, but most of these minerals are found in the body and need to be maintained to keep the body functioning properly. Oil drilling. Oil drilling is the drilling into the ground in the sea to search for oils that are useful to humans in many ways. Around 4.9 million barrels of this oil is produced in a day in the US, and 9.8 million barrels are produced from other countries. Even though oil drilling is harmful to the environment, like being the cause of oil spills, harmful chemicals being released into the air, disrupting wildlife, and more, oil drilling does have some benefits to it. Most oil that is collected through this process is used to make gasoline, which powers cars and trucks, kerosene, which is used in lamps and candles, and heating oil, which is used as a fuel. The US has also been able to economically stable because of the selling of oil and gas through markets. A great benefit of this oil is that the more is obtained, the lower energy and gas prices become for everyone. Depending if the area you live in is collecting more, then the prices in your area will drop. Oil drilling also provides extra jobs for people who live in an area next to an oil drill, which give many people a steady income and overall better lives. Overfishing. Overfishing is to decrease the amount of a certain fish group in a certain area by having too much fishing in that area. Overfishing is one of the biggest environmental problems that's not only affecting fish and all other sea life, but humans as well. When there's too much overfishing in an area, the breeding population in that area gets too small to recover, leaving too little of an amount of fish so they eventually can die out. Commercial fishing can be a big cause of this because commercial fishing brings a large load of fish in at a time and usually catches unwanted sea life while fishing for a certain type of fish. This unwanted sea life ends up getting discarded, and billions of fish end up dying along with hundreds of thousands of turtles and crustaceans. When fishing with nets and traps, plant-eating fish usually get caught. These fish eat algae, and without them, the ecosystem would not be in balance. This can happen when too much fishing with nets and traps is done. Overfishing young fish can cause a big decrease in that species of fish, as most of the young fish are being caught before they can mate and replenish the population. Certain types of fishing gear can also cause physical harm to coral reefs, seagrass beds, and other marine terrain. The harm to these ecosystems leaves certain sea life with a damaged habitat or no habitat at all, which can cause a depletion in that sea life. A depletion of a certain species can also be harmful to humans, as around 3 billion people worldwide depend on seafood as a source of protein, and if overfishing is not managed, we may not have much seafood left to fish for. This will lead to less available options for food in the future and may eventually come to us facing a food crisis. Protecting our oceans. Our oceans are in critical condition and are very important to us. They provide many of the essential products we need to live and survive, so we must all come together and protect them and conserve our marine ecosystems. A few ways this is being done is by the government. The government has much more power over the oceans than a regular person may have, so the government has done and organized some things that may help the current state of the ocean. They manage fisheries, restored and conserved coastal lands and ocean habitats, wetlands, tidal marshes, seagrasses, and other areas, cleaned up oil and chemical spills, and treated and collected trash, as well as doing some extra research on sea life to find more ways to help the damage. They hosted meetings to discuss the state of the ocean and ways that they can help the problem. Because of this, many countries have laid down new laws and have formed groups that clean up the ocean and make sure there's no further pollution. Your community can organize meets as well, where many people show up to clean trash on the beach or in the ocean. You may have heard about these where you live. These can greatly benefit the state of a certain beach. Cleaning the beach and water helps the animals that live there as well as the humans. There are a few things that you can do to protect and help the ocean. You can reduce your carbon footprint as well as your energy consumption, meaning using less electricity in your home, use less plastic products, as the damage to animals in the ocean and the ecosystem is mainly caused by plastic pollution. Clean up at the beach, whether it's a beach cleanup or you just picking up your trash and recycling it, and knowledge yourself on the state of the ocean and other ways you can help. Even if it's just one person or an entire nation, a little difference or contribution to the ocean can go a long way.